they go with the graph and numbers they have. So they
Mhm.
are like, last time this worked, these are the four things that worked. Let's replicate again so that we can make the money twice on the same logic which happened for
It's
the
a
first
set
time.
formula, is it?
Set formula, which is they
Mm.
keep on trying, but it doesn't happen. And it's not that all the songs which are coming out are bad. There are really good songs which are coming out.
I'm sure you've all heard about the great mystery of Rasode Mein Kaun Tha. And yes, we had heard about it during the pandemic, but have you ever wondered who was behind it? Yes, I am talking about Yashraj Mukhate. And well, today he will be joining us in a very interesting conversation. We're back after a long time. This is CNN News 18's podcast, Clarity Amidst Clutter, and I'm your host, Sriya Kundu. And well, without any further delay, I will welcome our guest for the day, Yashraj. Hello, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Surya. Thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
I am great and looking forward to this conversation. And yes, I will place a request for one of your songs towards the end. But let's get into the conversation that we are here for today. And
Sure.
before we go into the entire topic of how you make these songs that you come up with, the remixes, I wanted to discuss the entire remix culture in the music industry right now in India.
Mhm.
So a lot of remixes have been coming up lately where the audience doesn't seem to be very happy with it. Now,
Yeah.
remix culture has been there in India, like as a part of the music industry for a long time.
Yeah.
But in the recent cases, if we see, there seems to be instances where the value addition is not there in the remix. It's the same song, you just add auto tune, maybe a few rap lyrics, and you have a, if they call it a brand new song, but it
Yeah.
isn't so. And I know that you have a couple of examples that I'll get into details later. But right now, what would you begin with as a comment on this particular issue?
So that is very true that the overall quality of the kind of remixes that are happening, that has slightly gone down, and that is why people who have memories of the song, the original song, when they have listened when they were in school or in college, so people connect with that song very personally, and when that song gets spoiled or people treat it in a different way, the audiences don't like it that much. So
Hmm.
there are remixes that are there are some good remixes also. I can't think of them because there are very few, but
Hmm.
there are good remixes also, but most of them are the quality of the remixes are down. But I don't mind it because I personally find it's okay. Like if their remixes are happening, it's fine because it's not that they delete the original one. You can anytime
Right.
go to the recall value only increases if the remix comes out, and people hate that a lot. Or the remixes, I see the comments on the remixes, but they keep making it, still keep making it, and people keep hating it. But I
I
think they
mean, it
make
seems like
money
a
off it.
cycle right now, which is ongoing. Like people, you just keep composing them, and people just keep giving
Yeah.
their hate comments, and then again, there is a new one to bash in
Yeah,
a few
also
weeks'
because
time.
they have this, they are making money out of it. The labels are making money out of it, and their only reason of doing it again and again is that we are making money out of it. So how do we stop it now? You guys have to reject it completely, that so that we stop doing it.
Hmm.
So that is there, but somehow they're getting the numbers. I don't know how.
I mean, at the end of the day, they do say, no, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So people end up going and listening to it. You need to
Same.
listen to it to hate it, right? So, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
their purpose is being solved because they have their viewers in place.
Right.
So, yeah. But like when we speak of remixes, like I was saying that remix culture has been a part of, if we stick to Bollywood for now, it has been a part of Bollywood. Like initially, what used to happen is we've seen a lot of songs which have taken inspiration from English music, English
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
whatever may it be. A lot of these Bollywood composers used to use that, and but the point there is they never used to copy the whole thing. It was never a copy paste of it, and then just like you put an auto tune. What used to happen back then is they used to give it their own flavor. There used to be some original elements in it which people used to look forward to, but now what we see is that originality somewhere is missing. So now a person of your stature who also makes music using different elements. You do mix up different elements and also
Yeah,
make it, but
yeah.
your pieces again has their own label, it has a own signature style, it has its original element in it. So what do you think is missing in Bollywood right now? Where are they lacking when it comes to this particular remix culture that they are the trend that is now ongoing there?
Uh, Maybe it is because of they are, so again they go with a certain kind of precedence, and they go with the graph and numbers they have. So
Mhm.
they are like, last time this worked, these are the four things that worked, let's replicate again so that we can make the money twice on the same logic which happened for
It's
the
a set
first time.
formula, is it?
Set formula, which is they
Mhm.
keep on trying, but it doesn't happen. And it's not that all the songs which are coming out are bad. There are really good songs which are coming out, and some very good surprises also are coming in. Like, for example, there was a song recently, it was trending on the reels, which was from a movie called Kala. It was
Right.
a Netflix release,
Mhm.
and the entire album was designed in a way that it was the 60s sound, 60s
Right.
Bollywood sounding songs they were, and no
Mm.
one would expect that a 60s sounding song album would trend on reels.
Mm.
Usually, what labels and music companies try to do is that we'll make a song that will cater to young people who are using the
Mm.
will make a hook step and will ask people to dance on it, and that is how the will trend the song. But
Right.
here comes an album which is so fresh, so pure in its entire form, that people like it.
Mm.
So eventually, only the things that are very pure and honest to their own core,
Mm.
people like it. It's not that ki trendy bana do ya make it upbeat or it has to be a certain way. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. So
Mm.
I realized that when I saw the Kala album trending on reels, I found it very amusing that if it is made in a way that it is honest to the its own emotion, then people anyway like it. So that is the thing I think they lack to understand, that you can't just always go with the numbers. Of course, they have a mathematics to it, they calculate things, and sometimes it works for them also. They
Mm.
have precedence that we have done this 20,000 times and it has worked for us,
Mm.
let's do it again. But
Right.
now it has in the last few years it is not working. Maybe
Mm.
20% of the times it is working also, but 80% of the
Right.
times it is not working.
Percentage is very small of the
Very
ones
small.
that are working
And
out.
I think
Absolutely.
they are also understanding it, but they just don't know कि अभी करे क्या, what to do.
Correct.
कि ये नहीं चल रहा है तो फिर what to do next. But I think that if you
Mm.
just make like, I admire Amit Trivedi just for that, because he will not fall
Right.
into all these traps. He will just honestly make what he loves, and it works.
Mm. Absolutely. Yes. I mean, when you also speak of, you just spoke about the fact that, there are hook steps that are involved. I mean,
Yeah,
there are a lot of times we've seen there are these remixes that have come in. Like recent times, if I talk about the What Jhumka song that we have,
yeah, yeah,
right? So the particular direction of that song itself, the way the song was directed, the hook step that has been given, I think those have taken over the song so much so that people haven't gotten a chance to go back and listen to, okay, maybe this is not working out in the song, that could have been done. For them, it's an entire package that
yeah,
is being delivered, and now it's become a hit song again.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like if 20 years back someone, or like 10 years back also someone said ki Dhumka Gira Re will have a remix of this sort, I
Uh,
can imagine people pouncing on whoever comes up with this idea and be like, no, please let that song be and don't disturb it, let it
Correct,
be.
correct,
Because
correct.
now the song that we have and what it used to be, the flavor is completely different. Now it's
Yeah,
become a dance number. Earlier it
yeah,
was more
yeah.
of a romantic song, yes.
Right, right,
So,
right.
I mean, do you believe that yes, these hook steps, or rather the actors and these trends that have come into place, also play a role in making these remixes a hit? And that is also something these music composers are losing out on?
Yeah, it's music composer also, it's the directors, and I personally find it very smart if they are able to make a good song using the original tune and
Hmm.
then make a trend and make it accessible for the people who are listening it today. It's a
Hmm.
smart decision for a film overall in general, and
Hmm.
also you can see that the entire album of Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani is not just that one song. They have role and they have good melodies. They have
They
other
have
songs
that
also.
whole, they have that entire thing that they've made of the old songs, a mashup of sorts in between that they keep playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So they have used it as a theme in the entire film. So
Yeah.
here it has a context. The film is
Hmm.
based in that kind of thing. And
Hmm.
I saw an interview where Pritam sir was explaining how he ended up in making this album. And
Right.
because old songs and 70s songs, 60s songs is a
Hmm.
running theme throughout the film. So that is why they
Hmm.
got this song. So there is
Hmm.
context to it. So then it is fine because there is some reason using it. But even if it is not there, no, I find it that it's a smart decision to do because if it is well made, now there are
Yeah.
this one is a well made song. I am very sure that they designed it in a way that this 20-second is going to go on reels. People will dance on it. This is the hook step we'll do, and people are going to dance on it. And there are
And
so
people
many
will remember that hook step and those few lines only.
and
Absolutely.
that line only. And but they also made sure that there are good melodies in the album, so I'm happy कि मेरे
Right.
को that is fine. If
It's
you are
balanced out.
It's balanced out and it's a smart decision. If I was a filmmaker, I would also do that because I want to reach to as many people as I can. So that is
Right.
fine. But there are some remixes that have come out that are just so bad. It's
I'll
just
give you
lazy
one
production.
example. The recent one was the Pasuri remix. I mean,
Yeah,
right now it's almost become like a churning out business, right? Because
yeah.
Pasuri, if we remember, it just got
It
released. The
just got
original
yeah,
itself just got released, and
yeah,
now we have an Arijit Singh. And another problem that I wanted to bring up as well is a singer like Arijit Singh, when he sings it, initially this also used to, make a impact on the remixes, the particular singer who is
yeah,
singing. So
yeah,
Arijit Singh, he has a melodious voice, and
yeah,
despite the remix being bad, even a melodious voice like his couldn't save
yeah,
the remix. That
yeah,
is, and I remember him being bashed for doing this as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
But I mean, so what exactly happened with that Pasuri song?
I think so. The entire point of making a remix initially was this is a song which came years ago, where that time there was no equipment, there was no technology, and they recorded this song in a particular manner. Now let's take that tune and just let's remix it. That is the entire one, remixing the
Hmm.
song, doing the production again. And let's आज के ज़माने के लोगों के लिए let's turn it into a today's sound and then present it in
Pasuri
the for
wasn't
today's sound.
really a very old
Pasuri
song.
was right
Yeah,
last year,
it was right here. Exactly. I mean,
and
it's still there in the newly added songs in my Spotify list.
correct. So that is why people did not enjoy it that much because it was already a contemporary sound,
Hmm.
and there is no way you can. What else would you do in the production that will sound different? They
Right,
might as well would have just used the original song and picturized something on that. It would have
right.
made a sense. But yeah, so people reject it. No, so like this, I think by this time they should have understand that people are not liking this kind
Liking
of
it.
stuff.
Exactly.
But again, like they still got the numbers. I think if you go take a look on YouTube,
It is
there
true.
people are still watching it. So I think we are
They're
only
watching it
confusing
to
them.
hate it. हाँ.
Yeah, so they're getting confused कि यार तुमको पसंद तो आ रहा है हम बना रहे तो फिर तो गाली क्यों दे रहे
Right. I mean, Riyashad, now coming to your line of work, you
Yeah.
have made so many, and the biggest part of your work I've seen is that everything has a very new element that you have.
Hmm.
Like your genre might be one where you make these remixes out of, I mean, almost like everyday life, like whatever we watch around us in our everyday life, and the
Hmm.
most random clips that you have, you will end up making a masterpiece out of that. And the recent one being the Lapusa Sachin that we'd watched, right? I mean, that came out from our news industry itself. I mean, we were
Yeah.
reporting on that, and that's how you brought it up there. But
Yeah.
that's the conversation is. I mean, if an industry has such a big issue with making remixes now, what exactly are you doing? Or if you speak as a music composer, what exactly are the elements you concentrate on when you are composing a remix of this sort?
So when I'm making social media content, in that case, I just go with my uh, certain skills that I've developed over years, which are catering to that 20-second thing. I have to engage people in the first 5 to 10 seconds. I have to engage them. I have to make the entire uh, content piece shouldn't cross 1 minute. So these are some things that I have figured out. And also the quality of the music has to be high. I have to maintain my quality as a music producer, has needs to be there in the track, that I make sure that the skill level has to be maximum. And then I add meme to it. Like this Lappusa Sachin meme was anyway trending everywhere. People were
Right.
watching it.
Hmm.
And I thought if I put music to it, and I can make it try to turn it into a melodious song. And it will
Hmm.
be a nice contrast key, taking a very funny meme and then turning it in, mixing it with the very highly produced cinematic kind of music. That it makes sense. It makes a good content piece. So this is the format I follow for my social media content. Whereas
Hmm.
now I've started making original songs. That is there. I have started composing songs which are completely original. There is no samples used, no dialogues used, completely one thought, one emotion, which I'll follow throughout the song. It's a 3-4 minute song it will have probably have two antaras and everything, proper structure. There'll be
With that entire formula itself.
with the entire
Right.
thing like a proper
Hmm.
song I'm
Like
making.
the
That's that
song,
I'm
the structure of a song. Hmm.
structure of a proper song.
Proper
So
song.
that I'm doing as an independent album, which I'm working on right now. So that will be
Hmm.
independent songs, independent album. So there I will not follow. In that also, my mind starts working where I think of yeah, this 20, 15 seconds I will keep it in a way that if I put this on the reel, that people will be able to come to the link and find my entire song. But then I have to avoid that because I
Hmm.
can't mix both of them. So while making these songs, I try to make this as purely as possible. And then when
Right.
my social media content is complete, the little bit of mathematics that I've understood over years, so
Right.
that I apply there.
Right. So what do you enjoy doing more, the social media one or the original compositions?
I actually enjoy both because they both have like social media content is for short term,
Hmm.
immediate gratification, immediate engagement. Fatak se people start
Hmm.
sharing it. It is everywhere.
Right.
And the songs which I make are for long term investment. Like if I have to make a community of myself, if I have to make a soundscape of my the kind of work I do, the kind of songs I have in my song bank. So for
Right.
that, I'll have to make long format songs. It will take time. It is for longer investment. I know that this song, if doesn't work right now, within 2-3 years, people will find it from somewhere. Like
Hmm.
recently, I got to know about a song through reels only, but it is a song, I think, by a Pakistani band. It is
Right.
it is called Nahi Milte.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
You have heard the song, right, on the
Yes.
reels.
Hmm.
And it's a 6 minute song, I think, 5 to 6 minute song. And there are like four different sections in the song. I just
Right.
discovered it
Hmm.
last week, and I can't stop listening to it. It's a 11-year-old song. People have recently
Song.
started discovering it. So I find it very amusing that if I make something which is very good,
Hmm.
eventually the people find it, and eventually you will make an audience of it. So these independent
Right.
songs which I'm making are for that, to make an
Right.
audience base which will be with me for a very long period of time.
Right.
So yeah, so trendy content is for social media, and this is for long
Hmm.
term investment.
Right. Right. Tell me one thing. I have read a lot of your interviews, I've seen a lot of your interviews, and you've mentioned one point from back your days when you used to make jingles for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ad industry, right?
yeah, yeah,
You had constantly focused on one point, which is you needed the liberty to make your own composition.
yeah,
You
yeah,
always needed that liberty, even when you work with those ad companies.
yeah,
So now, if you were to join the mainstream
yeah. Mm-hmm.
music industry, do
Mm-hmm.
you think, firstly, you would be open to that idea, and secondly, do you think they would let you, have that kind of independence to try out what might work out, what might not work out? Because social media itself is also a gamble even now.
Yeah,
What trends when,
yeah,
it's still a very difficult equation to crack.
correct.
So do you think you would want to work in that sphere as well?
Yeah, mainstream music I would love to do because I've heard that so much for all my life. So my instinct is for that only. I've developed my composition skills for that only. But I don't know, like there I meant by the constraints which I had then is for brands mostly. So
Right.
when brands come in and when I have to make jingles around certain brief where there are
Hmm.
certain words that you cannot use at all. There is
Hmm.
certain kind of sound which you can absolutely not use. So the bandwidth of the things that I can do becomes very narrow,
Hmm.
and I have to play in that small area only. So that was the
Right.
case there. It is still there, but now I've like my craft has also developed, so I find it challenging and I enjoy that process also.
Right.
Making something in a very narrow constraints and then being able to deliver something in that. So that is also
Absolutely.
enjoyable. But yeah, but now I think mainstream music I would love to do, but even if it doesn't happen, I'm doing my I have my own
Oh,
YouTube
you
channel.
are
I have
doing very well, no doubt about that. That is absolute. There is no doubt about that. That without mainstream as well, you have made your own stream of music where people want to listen to that. But like, if today some director or some music composer were to come and tell you that
हाँ,
this
हाँ,
is the set formula, this is a
हाँ,
particular song that we had in the past, इसको
हाँ,
ऐसे remix करो. Would you
हाँ.
want to do that?
Remix I would not like to do, because then it would make sense. It is might as well. There are other people who are doing better remixes than me, so I won't be able to anyway do better than them. And
Right.
might as well, if I'm putting energy or my mind to it, now
Mhm.
it might as well be something original. So I remixes, I'm anyway kind of doing a remix only on my social media. So
On your
in my
media,
long
yes.
format songs, I would never want to do that, because
Hmm.
then it doesn't make sense कि यहाँ भी वही कर रहा है, वहाँ भी वही कर रहा है. So originality, like it will be very difficult for me to find my own audience then.
True.
uh,
Hmm.
for a longer
Absolutely.
period run, it is very difficult if I keep on doing remixes everywhere. So it is very difficult for me to maintain my and create my own niche and my own sound. There's the एक
Hmm.
sound होता है ना, every artist has his own sound. If you
Hmm.
listen to Amit Trivedi song, you know it's by Amit Trivedi.
पता है हाँ
समझ आता है.
absolutely.
So I
Hmm.
have to, my ultimate goal is to make a song bank over 10 years or over 15 years, so that
Hmm.
people, if people listen to it, if they are original songs, they get to know that it is by me, and it one or two songs of mine should be there in their top 10 favorite songs. So that
Right.
is the ultimate goal.
I mean, your songs are already trending. Come on. Tell me one thing. Out of all these remixes that you've made for social media, which one is your personal favorite?
Mm,
Or like, which one did you have the most fun making?
I think the most fun making was musically, I would say, because that is my driving point in
Right.
any meme content piece. That was, I made a video called Bigini Shoot. Uh,
Right. Oh my God.
Beginning,
Yes, that was
beginning,
hilarious. I remember
yeah.
that one.
So the
Hmm.
Bigini Shoot, if you see, if you take out the dialogues, it is a very groovy, nice,
Right.
sad song, but very groovy. And I had made that tune months ago. And
Right.
when the video went viral, I had to look for content. I had to deliver 2, 3 content pieces immediately so that I don't miss out on the engagement. So
Right.
I
Hmm.
went into my folder and I found this file I had. And I fortunately at that point of time I found that girl also saying Bikini Shoot. So I somehow connected it and turned it into a song. So it turned out well. So but I really like the tune. I added a flute melody towards the end, and it's a nice
It
song.
takes
It's a
you a
musical piece.
complete roller coaster ride. I mean, it
Yeah.
starts off somewhere and then it has that the one that you
Yeah.
spoke of. It has a
Yes.
melancholy flute tune as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
It's like literally a package of surprise. You don't know
Yeah,
what to
man.
expect from it, but at the end of it, you love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. So right now, what are you working on?
So the next few months plan is the original songs which I've made. Like, I've started making them in January. Now
Hmm.
some of them are completed, and I'm started to release it this month only. This month, 21st of August, I'm going to release my first song under my own label. And that would be a first song in a very long time, because I have released original songs before in
Yeah.
2018-19. But
Hmm.
after the video went viral, this would be my first song where I'll be releasing my first single, which I'll be releasing on my own channel.
Hmm.
So really excited for that. And that next month after that is also going, another collaboration is going to happen, which is going to be a properly composed full length song. Then I
Right.
think a month after that, again another collaboration is going to happen. So original, these are all original songs composed by me, sung by me,
Do you
and
think
there'll
we
be
can
others.
get a sneak peek into any of them?
Now, no, 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 no. I'm working on that. 21st, it's releasing, so I'm really excited for that.
Right. No, but
Yeah,
we are very excited for the
yeah,
release as well, for sure.
yes.
But one little performance for our audience, whatever you wish to do. I mean, I
Uh,
can see you're sitting in your own. You know,
Yeah, I'm here all day.
all your studio elements right there. So
Yeah.
one little performance.
Okay, I'll just sing Lappu Sa Sachin because it's the most
Oh,
recent
that.
one. बोल वो पाए ना किसी को भाए ना समझ आए ना ऐसा क्या है सचिन में लप्पू सा सचिन है झिंगुर सा लड़का क्या है सचिन में क्या है सचिन लप्पू सा सचिन है झिंगुर सा लड़का क्या है सचिन में क्या है सचिन में
Lovely, lovely. I mean, I remember Sachin's story had started with Seema Hadar singing, and now it has come
Yeah,
a full circle with you making a song on them. I my God, it's lovely. But Yashraj, thank you so much for joining us. It was a lovely conversation, and definitely, since you haven't given us a sneak peek, I
yeah.
don't have much for the audience here, but we will wait with bated breath for your albums coming out, and best of luck for that. And for the audience out there, thank you so much for listening in. And this was Clarity Amit's Clatter with Shriya Kundu from CNN News 18. Thank you.